it's Miss Middlebrooks. I wanted to come do a really quick recap video for you on air pollution. So, what are our sources of air pollution? We have stationary, mobile, point, and area. Stationary sources include things like factories, power plants, volcanoes, and swamps. Mobile sources would be forms of transportation like cars, boats, and airplanes. Point sources would be things like smokestacks. And then our area sources would be our housing complex and communities. So what's our biggest contributor to air pollution? 52% of air pollution today comes from industry. Following behind that is transportation with 27%. What are our types of air pollutions? So we've got primary pollutants and we have secondary pollutants. Primary pollutants would be emitted straight from the source. So this would be like the emissions coming out of our cars. And then secondary pollutants would be what is formed when those primary pollutants undergo chemical reactions. So for example, when the emissions from our car interact with the air and it forms ozone, which is O3, that would be a secondary pollutant. The 6 most common types of air pollutants are carbon monoxide, which comes from burning fuel, sulfur oxides, which come from burning coal, nitrogen oxides, which come from agriculture and transportation, ozone, which is, like I said, O3, not O2 like we breathe, which comes from cars and power plants, lead, which comes from metal processing, and particulate matter, which comes from dust, smoke, soot, soil, and metals. So one of the things that we don't want to happen, we don't want an accumulation of ozone in the troposphere. We have good ozone right above our stratosphere, which helps to protect us from harmful UV rays. But when that ozone gets trapped in the troposphere, that's not good for our respiratory health. And this happens when industrial and vehicular emissions under high temperatures combine and form ozone. So good in the stratosphere, bad in the troposphere. So let's talk about how air pollution can affect our health. It affects our lungs, our heart, and our blood vessels. Inflammation of the airways can make breathing difficult. It can trigger asthma attacks. It can impair transfer of oxygen to the lungs, which can cause abnormal heart rhythms. Particulate matter can enter our bloodstream and cause high blood pressure. Carbon monoxide can cause fatigue, headaches, and even death, and lead is toxic to the nervous system and the brain. And air pollution is a big problem, and we see more concentrated premature deaths associated with air pollution in the eastern part of our country, so especially up in the northeastern parts of our country. So have we done anything to regulate air pollution? Well, yes, we have. We passed the Clean Air Act of 1970, and this empowered the EPA, or the Environmental Protection Agency, to monitor air pollution and make regulations and enforce them. And then we also have what's called cap and trade. So we give incentives to businesses and industries that lower emissions, and this is done through the government. So we've talked a lot about air quality index. This is how the Environmental Protection Agency monitors air samples. And the air quality index will let us know if our air quality can cause a health concern. And the levels that they use are good, moderate, unhealthy for sensitive groups, unhealthy, very unhealthy, and hazardous. And we know that right now in Georgia, our air quality mostly sticks around the good to moderate level. So what about indoor air pollution? Our main forms of indoor air pollution comes from our bathrooms, our bedrooms, and our garage. So in our bathroom, the excess humidity can cause more air pollution because you've got mold spores growing. In the bedroom, we've got a lot of dust and allergens, pet hair and dander, and carbon dioxide. And then in the garage, there's an accumulation of carbon monoxide. We've got gas, solvents, pesticides, herbicides, dust, paint and chemicals, and cleaning agents. So what can we do to reduce indoor air pollution? We can ban smoking in public places. We can cover our ceiling tiles and our AC ducts. We can have stricter formaldehyde emission standards for furniture and building materials. We can use office machines in well-ventilated areas, and we can use less harmful substances such as paints, varnishes, and cleaners. And guys, this is very relevant. So as of February 17th, there were 32,799 posts on Instagram about air pollution. So this topic affects everyone and affects you and your family. So it's something that you should be concerned about. I hope that this little recap video has helped refresh your memory on air pollution. And if you have any questions, let me know. Bye, guys.